Biden administration just announced more H2B visas. What are H2B visas? Are they good for your company? Are there enough visas for all your workers? Listen today to Immigration Wednesdays to find out. Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Peak, and I practice immigration law here in Austin, Texas, and all around the country, really. And a lot of employers call me all the time asking, hey, I need to get workers. I don't have enough workers to hire for my construction project, for my landscaping projects, for everything from painting to remodeling, you name it, a lot of manual labor. And they're in constant need for employees. And really, there's not been enough employees in the country to fill all the positions of the openings that we've had, or people just flat out don't want to work the jobs that they have available, even though they're paying a really, really good wage. So they want to know, hey, can I bring in workers from Mexico, from Honduras, from other places? Well, the answer is yes, there is a visa available for that. It is called the H2B visa. Now, is it a good visa if your needs? Depends. There's a lot of challenges and obstacles to get these visas. First of all, there's a limit. They don't just give an unlimited amount of visas. There's 66,000 every year. They release them in two parts. They release 33,000 in October. They release 33,000 in April. You have to start planning for these visas at least 4 months ahead of time. So if you're filing in October, you got to be ready in June. If you're filing in April, you got to be ready in December and January. And then the visas recently are disappearing quicker than they are giving them. What does that mean? Well, for example, in January of 2021, for the 33,000 visas that were available, 95,000 applications were sent in. Think of that, 3 times the amount of petitions asking for workers that were available. So they had to create a lottery system. It's really tough for employers who need certainty, they're on times, a lot of quick turnaround. To plan on a visa when you have these long delays, there's lottery systems, there's not a lot of guarantees, but a lot of employers keep looking for them. Now, have we seen changes? Well, just recently, in the last couple of weeks, the Biden administration announced they're going to issue additional 22,000 visas to try to help a lot of these employers who didn't quite get in their initial cap. 16,000 of those visas, however, are for workers who already had H2B visas. So if you're a first-time company filing for the H2B visa, you're not going to get any extra visas unless the other 6,000 available of the 22, 16,000 for returning workers who had H2B visas in the previous 3 years. The other 6,000 are for people from the northern tribal countries, Honduras, El Salvador, or Guatemala. And a lot of times people struggle to recruit from out of there unless they know somebody who has family members or friends back there. So those are the limitations with the H2B visa. You got to go through a recruitment period. You have to go through the Department of Labor to get a wage verification. You have to get a labor certification before you can proceed to actually filing for them. And then you have to go to the consulate. So it's a 3-step process. It takes time. You have to plan ahead. And you may not get the visas at all at the end of that, which means you could pay money to a lawyer and at the end of the day end up with nothing for it. So that frustrates a lot of employers. I don't tell you this to discourage you, just be very honest about the challenges you have in front of you. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try. For some people, it's a great asset. A lot of companies have used these visas for years. There's always the chance that Congress or the Biden administration might extend and eliminate, help some of the backlogs or some of the limits by exempting returning workers. So if you're a worker who has a prior H2B, they have the possibility to exempt them so they don't count against the cap, which would be hugely helpful. And they did that many times under the Bush administration, even under the Obama administration, but they haven't been able to do that recently. So we're hoping that Congress and the Biden administration does that. As we see the economy starting to really pick up steam here in the second half of 2021, people are out there spending money, wanting to start projects, and we need people to work. And for whatever reason, there's just not a lot of Americans wanting to stand on hot roofs and cut yards and do heavy remodeling work. So, historically, those have been great sources of work from those countries, from Mexico and further south. So we hope that we can do this the legal way, bring up workers the right way. We need help from Congress and the president. So until then, if you have more questions, you can call us here at Peak & Tullen. We've helped many companies get H2Bs. We'll always be honest about the challenges with it, but we can certainly help you if you want to go forward with it. And if you're wanting to bring in workers starting October 1st, well, now's the time to talk to us because June, the period to start moving on that is basically next month. So give us a holler if you have any questions, and we'll see you soon. Have a great week.